Great America, we've got a wild ride side and a wacky water side. It's 2 great parks for 1 low price. Great America, ride on.
Now that'll wake you up.
A fire burned an apartment in San Francisco, sending several people to the hospital, including a firefighter. Good evening, I'm Diane Dwyer. San Francisco fire officials are now investigating the cause of that fire as the Red Cross works to help those people who don't have anywhere to sleep tonight. It happened late last night on Bayshore Boulevard in Visitacion Valley. NBC Bay Area's Kimberly Terry is there now with the latest for us. Kimberly?
Diane, the landlord tells me 7 of those people who were taken to the hospital last night as a result of this fire have since been released. Now, 4 adults and 3 children who live inside the building were taken for treatment, along with the firefighter you mentioned who was injured while working this blaze. We have no update on that firefighter's condition tonight. The fire started about 11:15 last night, and the landlord says that the tenant inside the apartment where the fire started was sleeping at the time. He woke up and called 911 and was taken to the hospital for minor burns. This is all according to the landlord. Now, the fire consumed that 1 apartment but did spare the rest of the building. Those living in 9 other units were displaced, but the landlord thinks they may be able to move in as soon as tonight.
We've been checking out the electrical system, and water's on, and the electric is it's already been turned on now. Electricity's already left.
The landlord says he's going to rebuild the apartment that was destroyed as soon as possible and credits the fire department's quick response for saving the rest of the building. The damage is estimated between $200,000 and $300,000, and again, the cause of the fire is under investigation. Live in San Francisco, Kimberly Terry, NBC Bay Area News.
Kimberly, thank you. Oakland police arrested a teenager earlier this morning who they say shot at officers. Police were on patrol in West Oakland when they saw a young man acting suspiciously. When they pulled up alongside him to investigate, they say he started running. Officers say they got out of the car and heard shots, so they returned fire. That's when the 16-year-old allegedly dropped a pistol. The teen is now facing charges of attempted murder of a police officer, possession of cocaine, and several weapons counts. Also in Oakland, police say they had to call in backup last night to control an unruly crowd after a car crash that injured 2 officers. The 2 officers were driving their patrol car in East Oakland on 73rd Avenue around midnight when another car reportedly made a left turn into their path. The 2 cars collided. Officers say they tried to provide first aid to the people injured in the accident, but say an unruly crowd formed. No one in the crowd was arrested. Both officers involved, as well as 2 adults and a child, were taken to the hospital. None was seriously injured. The collision is now under investigation. In Vallejo, people gathered today for a Stop the Violence vigil after the city's 6th homicide of the year. This has been a violent month for that city.
And do things.
That's right. Yes, sir.
Amen. To build a sustainable life. Amen.
Members of the Impact Bible Ministry gathered in front of a growing memorial this morning for the city's latest homicide victim. On Thursday, police found a 17-year-old Fairfield boy dead after reports of gunfire. Organizers say they're trying to show the community that violence is not a solution.
To show an example and mentor to these young men, you know, that there's more to life than this. Even though the economy might be bad. You know, the government may have given up on you, but we haven't given up on you.
It's been a violent month for Vallejo. Earlier this month, a 2-year-old girl was shot while sleeping in her home. Police say it was a case of mistaken identity, as the gunmen were likely targeting the home's previous tenants. And then last week, police shot and killed a man wanted in connection with a murder in 2008. And on this Father's Day, organizers of today's rally say their message becomes especially important.
It's times like this, especially on Father's Day, for we men to stand up and embrace our young men. They don't have to be in our sons. Well, a lot of this violence is children who don't have a dad. They don't have nobody to tell them, hey, man, there's another way.
Again, that was in Vallejo. The streets of Tehran were quieter today as protesters stayed off the streets, but a backstage struggle burst into the open. The government said it had arrested the daughter and other relatives of one of the country's most powerful clerics. They have since been released, but the move is seen as a clear warning that no one is above consequences for aligning with the opposition. At least 10 protesters were killed in Iran yesterday, driving the official death toll to at least 17 after a week of massive demonstrations. And here at home, President Obama is feeling pressure from both sides of the aisle to voice stronger support for Iranian protesters. Meantime,